Coming here live from Lao Chai here in one of the northernmost cities of Vietnam. We are here with the 42nd edition of ESL Open Cup Asia Division. I am, of course, the host Yaku of the Zaku, and with me today we have El Elfo de la Noche, que mejora cada estante himself, Light_VIP. How we doing, Light?
I have a massive question mark on my face, trying to decipher what the hell you just said. But what's up? What's up, Yaku? We are here. We are back once again with ESL Open Cup Asia. It's great. It's beautiful, and of course, we have to get into the first PvP we find.
We do. It is our duty. But one of those players who's going to be actually in that PvP is spawning here over on the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right of Romanticide LE. He is the blue Protoss player, currently teamless, but representing... That's not Into the Clan, right? That's
Into the Clan?
That is Into the Clan, alright. Representing Into the Clan, we have Patience.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the other South Korean Protoss player, the purple Protoss, representing Team NV. It is NightMare.
I completely forgot that Team NV had that as their decal.
Yeah, repping that Naruto.
Yeah. Gonna go for that One Piece.
Yeah, boy.
Apparently we found out that that's from a gacha game, we were told last night.
We were told a lot of things. I don't know.
Night, but last week, rather.
Yeah. We were told a lot of things last week. I don't know if any of it was true or false. I did not verify. It's just, it's something.
Indeed it is. Something we, I think, all have to live with.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse, it is a nightmare. And okay, we already have a little bit of a divergence here. In saying that, though, Patience did go for a probe scout, and he did see everything.
Yeah, it does have a very good eye on that starport. Now, some Protoss players do just like to bamboozle their opponents, but it seems like NightMare is not one to do that. Going to be committing to that Stargate, as will Patience.
Oh, interesting. But of course, Patience, he threw down his Stargate knowing what his opponent went for. NightMare, at the moment, he has no idea that it is a Stargate follow-up. So it's kind of interesting because NightMare knows that Patient knows that NightMare is going for Stargate. So hopefully he doesn't go for an Oracle, because I imagine we're going to see a Phoenix coming out from Patience, right?
Well, I don't really know, to be honest. I would kind of like some Void Ray battles. I mean, Phoenix Wars is always one of my favorite things to watch in a PvP, but nowadays with the buff Void Rays, I'm maybe not surprised that we haven't seen it, but I'd like to see a little bit more of that. But nope, it is going to be that Phoenix coming out, nice and safe for Patience over here, whereas NightMare, I'm not really sure what he's planning going for this Void Ray. It can be used either offensively or defensively in a PvP. But so far, he's not really building anything else. Makes me believe that he's just using it for defense.
Well, I mean, this makes perfect sense, right? Because the Stargate got scouted, so you're not going to make an Oracle. Like, because you know that Patience is going for a Phoenix, because Patience scouted you, you know? So this makes sense. It feels a little bit risky to go for an Oracle and try and get damage. So the Void Ray, you know, a way to utilize your Stargate and be defensive, right? And you know, be useful with it, I feel like is good. The downside is that because you didn't go for a Phoenix and because you didn't go for an Oracle, it makes it a little bit harder to scout your opponent, right?
Yeah, it definitely does. And as of right now, NightMare's kind of completely playing in the dark. Has a bit of an idea for what Patience is going, as he said, and I mean, he is correct. Patience going for that Stargate, going for some Phoenixes, but beyond that, I mean, Patience going for a Forge behind this, going for that Robo Facility. He is not dedicated to the Stargate play.
Oh yeah,
whatsoever.
No, I mean, neither player, like, they're both, I mean, to be fair, NightMare, he did pump out a second Void Ray, so he does have that going for him, but Yeah, and meanwhile, Patience, he's got a decent amount of Phoenix. It's not like a big overcommitment because, as you said, he is, you know, switching techs. He's going for that Forge, going for the Robo. I'm surprised that he's going for the Forge and not going for a Twilight Council.
Yeah, Blink would be pretty nice. A charge. There we go. Twilight Council coming out a little bit later than I suppose we're used to, but still would be able to get something done. No shield batteries over here, and these probes are ripe for the picking. 4 of them already go down before being chased away. Nicely done, and in total, I actually just checked, 6 went down throughout the course of this game for NightMare.
Yeah, oof, Jesus, a 7th as well. So NightMare not having a lot of luck there in the defense. You know, the Void Ray wasn't in position. He wasn't there to defend as the Void Ray's in the main. Meanwhile, though, we do have a couple of Adepts being warped in across the map. So NightMare, he's going to try and slip on in and deal some damage.
Yeah, try to equalize in some way, but I'm just not seeing it right now for this defensive setup from Patience. Maybe if he times his shades perfectly and Patience is just, you know, not looking at that area of the map, might be able to one-shot a couple of these probes before the shield battery can do too much, but yeah, that's not looking too likely.
Oh, is the Predator time?
Actually going to the main. It was a decoy. One Adept manages to make it through, but there's already a shield battery healing everything up. You can't one-shot probes with a single Adept light.
No, you cannot, and it's unfortunate. He was trying to sneak both probes in, but only one made it through. The other died before the shade completed, so he didn't have enough DPS there to kill any probes whatsoever.
Yeah, I was a little surprised when Patience jumped on the Adepts instead of going for the
Shade.
Yeah, instead of going for the shades, but in the end, I guess it worked out for him.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do have to be aggressive.
Definitely, and we do see, so we do see, like, you know, Patience, he did go for a faster Robo. He is getting an Immortal out before going into Robotics Bay, so we're going to see Patience in, you know, what he thrives in. He's going to be having those Blink Stalkers and those Disruptors.
And my favorite part, like, them War Prisms.
is that your
coming
favorite
out
part?
From Patience. Yeah.
Okay. Yaku,
He's a master. He knows how to use them.
This guy. So, how many War Prisms is he going to lose?
That's not sarcasm. How many War Prisms is he going to lose? Honestly, I don't think that much. I think at most maybe 3. Coming up with Patience. Honestly speaking, I've been watching Patience games lately, and I thought, you know what? He's reckless with these War Prisms, but he does get value with them.
Yeah, you know what? He gets the job done. I agree. And, you know, I'm going to take it a step further. I think he's only going to lose 2 this game.
Okay. Well, let's see what's going to come out. You know, that Twilight Templar Archives did finish up for NightMare earlier on, so we will be seeing some more anti-air capabilities out of him. A couple of Archons coming out. But one thing you always need to remember are the Archons. They have a very, very short range.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned because NightMare, he's going for a completely different composition, right? Like, normally you see Blink Stalker Disruptor. Instead, we have Blink Stalkers, Charge Lots, and Archons. I feel like this is a little bit more vulnerable to Disruptors, but at the same time, of course, the Zealots, like, their idea, the goal of them is to charge on top of those Disruptors.
Exactly. Blink also finished up for him a while ago, if I'm not mistaken. It did, so dodging those Purification Novas is not going to be too much of not going to be too difficult for him. But again, let's see what he can get done, because so far it does feel like NightMare went with a bit of a odd mix of 2 standard army compositions. You know, he's going Blink without Disruptors and then Chargelet with very few Archons.
Yeah.
But maybe it'll work out for him.
Yeah, it's going to be all about the Purification Novas coming out from Patience, as he does have 2 available to him.
And it's landing, does get a decent amount of those Chargelets, and we can send Archon so much. Hot pickup coming up here from NightMare, going to be able to keep his Archon alive, but Patience has not lost too much of anything, really, so far.
Yeah.
Whereas NightMare, he's losing Chargelets, he lost an Archon, continuing to lose Stalkers. This is just going so right for Patience, and so wrong for NightMare.
Exactly. It's all about the army composition, right? We saw Disruptor shots go off, and sure, NightMare, he has Blink on his Stalkers to avoid them, but all the Disruptors went off on everything else.
Indeed, it did. I mean, we say it a lot of times, but it is near impossible to split Chargelets when they've already charged forward like that.
Yeah. Exactly. So again, the value that Patience got, like in that entire fight, we see he's up 40 supply. He barely lost any army units. He did lose 2 probes, which I mean, this is 2 probes. Again, there was a shield battery there to keep everything alive, and NightMare, I feel like he's realized where he's lacking, and now we do see he is switching up his army.
Yeah, grabbing that robo base. Should be seeing some disruptors out, but is it too late is my question. Patience, I mean, look at his economy. It is in such a stable position. His army is just way, way better than Patience right now. A run by doing absolutely nothing and getting caught out in the middle of the map like that. Patience, you know, I feel like if he just decides to go forward, he's got a shot.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Does not have any disruptors yet.
Definitely. Like, I think Patience, he may be playing a little bit too passive at the moment. Like, he just took a massive engagement and he came so far ahead previously at his third base. But he turned around, like he didn't commit and go across the map.
Yeah, which is kind of weird to see from Patience. I mean, he's actually playing cautious right now, which I'm not used to whatsoever.
Yeah, it could be his downfall.
That much, but he started to come in.
He is starting to come in, looking to deny this 4th base. Purification Novas do zone away the army of NightMare, and NightMare, he just doesn't have enough to really fight this.
Yeah, only 2 disruptors right now for him. Not going to be able to get too much value and disruptors. I mean, we don't really think about it, but they are very mobile. They get picked off just like that. And Patience just continuing to take these incremental boosts of value here.
Yeah, definitely. Like, he just wins all these skirmishes. He's never, like, committed up any of these ramps, which I don't blame him. Like, on Romanta's side, these ramps are pretty defensible. But Patience, he's getting close to maxing out.
He is very close to maxing out. +3 also about to be finishing up, so we should see him, you know, moving forward and pushing out very, very soon. Shield battery and pylon gets taken out here for Patience, but again, not the worst thing in the world. Actually just snipes the disruptor before the Purification Nova can hit.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. At the same time, look at how many DTs just denied one of the bases of NightMare.
And now we know the real reason why Patience was so cautious this game. He just wanted to get to the DT phase.
That's all he wanted. Even has Blink on those DTs to avoid the disruptors, the Purification Novas, as they just get onto the majority of the army, trading so well. And now is the moment for Patience to go in with his army.
Yeah, a beautiful flank coming out here, takes out the disruptor. And with that, what does NightMare have left? Not a whole lot, I can tell you. GG's called, and Patience could be taking game number 1.
Wow, GG.
GG, you know, Patience does whatever he wants. He could have won it in about 15 minutes. Or no, the game didn't even go 15 minutes long. That was actually just a 13-minute game. But he could have won it in about 7 minutes. But it's like, you know what? I want DTs this game. I just feel like making DTs, you know? It speaks to me.
Yeah. I mean, it just came down to, again, I don't really know the why NightMare went for the composition that he did. Like, maybe it was kind of hard countered. Maybe he didn't expect Patience to already have disruptors out, because Patience, like, he did prioritize his robo tech faster than, you know, Twilight Council and Blink. So, I mean, that could have been a part of it, but
I think he was planning too far ahead. I think in NightMare's mind, he thought, oh, my Stargate got scouted. All right, how do I deal with that? How do I counter what Patience is going to throw at me? Because Patience wants to counter what I go for, but I'm going to stay one step ahead of him. But actually, by trying to do that, he tripped.
Yeah.
And Patience just said, yo, I'm not helping you back up. And I gave him a kick.
God damn.
Just keep him down.
Also, Yaku, could you either put your mic a little bit closer or turn yourself up a little bit? Because you sounded a little bit further away. As we are going to be getting into game number 2 in this PvP. Again, Patience looking so solid there. NightMare, I had like maybe some decision-making mistakes there, but mate, we're here.
We are over here on Oxide. We be breathing. We're in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the blue Protoss player. He is now up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. And you know what, Light? We didn't get to mention it. He did not lose the War Prism at all. He did not lose the War Prism, and I don't think he's going to lose it either in this series. Currently teamless, but representing into the clan, we have Patience.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Purple Protoss, representing Team NV. It is NightMare.
So I'm not sure if my mic picked it up earlier, but there's some people outside my window moving, what would that be called? Like a trolley? Question mark?
Huh?
So it kind of sounded like a bit like a train.
Yeah. Your mic,
that didn't get picked up.
It did get picked up like twice, but it was only for like, yeah, it was only like for like a second or something. It wasn't like for an extended period of time.
Whew. Yeah, no trains in this best of 3 series. Eastwatch is no longer in a map pool. We don't allow trains. Well, soul trains sometimes, but
sometimes. But yes, Eastwatch by the Sea is no longer here. Instead, we have Oxide, We Be Breathing, and Patience. I was about to say that you were right. Like, he didn't lose the War Prism last game, and he was playing very like conservatively, you know, and I was like, yo, maybe Patience is a changed man. I don't know what's happened to him. He didn't play last week, but
well, you thought he was a changed man until he pulled this shit over here on Oxide. Yeah, you cannot keep Patience down.
Yeah. I was feeling a little bit worried, you know. I was like, oh my god, what happened? What happened to our Patience? Like, is he feeling okay? He's feeling perfectly fine, mate. He's going for a proxy Stargate.
He is going right for it. This is Patience saying, you know what? I was too cautious last game. And the DTs, they felt good. But that was the way I got to those CTs. It just wasn't me.
Yeah.
Give me them Void Rays.
It's like, you know, the DCs felt good, but this is gonna feel even better. And oh boy, we have the Void Ray on the way. We have a shield battery on the way as well. This is interesting. I've seen this in TVPs before. I don't think I've quite seen this in a PvP.
Well, I can tell you, I haven't seen it in a PvP, but yeah, let's see how this works out. I can't imagine it'll go any better than in the PvT. Just, I'm thinking of, like, you know, shield batteries and stalkers. Well, okay, I guess stalkers do kind of melt to Void Rays, but with the shield batteries out and with some overcharge available, can't imagine this will do too much, but we'll see. Adepts are going to take a while to kill any of these buildings, and the Prismatic Alignment actually doing a lot to kill the shield batteries over there and structures of NightMare.
Yeah, Patience is getting, you know, split apart a little bit because he's trying to micro on 2 fronts with 1 Void Ray, but finally the second Void Ray joins the fray, so he's going to be able to, you know, handle this a little bit better. He was able to kill 1 shield battery. The second shield battery runs out of energy and they are not close enough for overcharge. Yeah,
Prismatic Alignment being thrown in and mistiming the kiting there a little bit. NightMare does. Ooh, shield battery does finish up over there, but it is not quite in range of the Nexus, I don't think. So no overcharge is going to be available for him just yet. Is that a Stalker of Patience across the map?
It is a Stalker of Patience across the map, but the 2 Adepts of NightMare did manage to get into the main base, so damage is being done across the map. But Patience, like, he's trying to break through here. As you said, these shield batteries, they are not in range. They cannot overcharge. Maybe the one closest to the Nexus can. Maybe it's close enough. It's kind of hard to tell.
Just in range over there, but 3 Void Rays are already out of Patience. That said, shield batteries are out of energy, and one of them actually gets taken down. So there's not a lot of staying power anymore here for Patience. Blink going to be finishing up here for NightMare. Actually, no, just starting.
Oh, yeah.
Little buck.
Only just starting, but to be fair, like, with 5 shield batteries and 6 stalkers, like, I think NightMare, he's okay. Like, he's held for now.
He's held. Yeah, I honestly don't see Patience staying here for much longer, and I don't think he does either. So going to be transitioning over to that Robo Facility and 2 more gateways. Just going into a much more standard macro game. Should be seeing his second base fairly shortly.
You say that, but he's throwing down 2 gateways and a robo. I feel like at the moment he's kind of committing to this. Maybe going to try and transition into Immortals to bust his way through. And yeah,
well, that's one way of doing it.
Yeah, right. Like as long as he keeps all his Void Rays alive, I think it's okay, right? Like if he just reinforces and like boosts his army.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty tough ask regardless of that many shield batteries out on the map. He is continuing to make immortals, and actually didn't quite take a look at where that's being rallied. Okay, so it's still rallied in the base, not going to be rallied across the map.
Yeah, and you know what? Like he could deny this base. Oh, actually he focuses on the pylon instead, not quite the Nexus, so he gives NightMare a little bit more time to position his Stalkers in here to try and protect his natural.
Like so, one of Void Rays going down, and Patience, he really needs to make a decision right now. And there we go, second Nexus being thrown down. So Patience is gonna play catch up here, but not from too far, not from too much of a disadvantage. I mean, worker supply is pretty even. Army is kind of better for Patience right now, so long as he's able to defend and, you know, really gets his worker cycles, really nails his chrono boost, should be able to actually maybe get ahead in this game.
Yeah, it kind of depends, because what NightMare has going for him, sure, he doesn't have a Stargate, he doesn't have a Robo, but what he does have is Blink, and if he wants to, he can blink forward aggressively and try and target down that Immortal. If he's able to get some high ground vision, he can even go into the main base. Like, there's a lot of potential here for NightMare.
That there definitely is. And again, I guess we will see how good NightMare's micro is going to be. But Patience, I mean, already kind of negating, you know, the advantages that you can sort of get with Blink, you know, forcing NightMare to kind of use them prematurely with these force fields coming out. But that Immortal is looking so isolated. Sentry does get taken down. But still, one Immortal remaining, and that's not too many Stalkers. Another joins the fray, and NightMare starting to think twice here, starting to think, okay, how should I play this out? As the Void Rays melt through all of these probes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, the Stalkers were not in position. 5 probes end up going down to these harassing Void Rays, and what's important is that they are able to escape, they are able to stay alive.
That they are going to have a lot more value later on, either as a harassment tool or, you know, maybe just picking off some key armored units from NightMare later on. Interestingly enough, Patience, okay, he's starting to reprobe, but is also posturing around on the map. Again, he's got the better army, but NightMare, never underestimate the power of Blink in the hands of a really good player. That's how Parting was able to just turn games around back in the heyday.
Yeah, definitely. Like NightMare, like with good enough force fields, maybe he's gonna be able to cut apart this force. But oh, there is a War Prison. The War Prison is a little bit exposed. He could try and snipe it. I mean, he's forcing Patience to think twice about pushing in, but no, he's going into the natural.
No, I mean he's forcing Patience to do that, but Patience decides not to do that anyway, and he just goes right up the ramp, and he is melting all of these Stalkers. A little bit mistimed, the flank here from NightMare. And the Warp Prism will survive, but everything else from Patience will survive with it too. 11 probes going down, and I feel like we should see GG very shortly. There we have it. Oh, I didn't press it. Wait, what? Oh, wait, no, I did press it.
GG.
GG is called. Patience going to be taking that series 2-0. Will now be facing Time in a PvT.